Everyone, welcome to the Running with Heart podcast for another week. How's your week been? I hope it's been full of activity and healthy heart food. We're going to do this week's podcast a bit differently now. We're in part 2 of Project Big Apple, where I'm looking back at reviewing my journey to the New York Marathon back in 2013. It started in 2012 over a 12-month period with fundraising and training. And looking back at that, because in just over 4 weeks' time, New York is celebrating the 50th running of their marathon. And it holds a special part in my heart because of the opportunity and the privilege of getting to run for the Heart Foundation at that marathon in 2013. But it was also my first major Heart Foundation fundraising mission, the marathon mission. So I thought it was just timely that I open up my running journals and share them with everyone, what I went through in terms of training and fundraising. And of course, at the moment, and this is what the podcast is all about and the journey I'm on right now, and that's Mission 231, training and fundraising for the Heart Foundation once more. And I'm taking part in the Sonder Monster, 231 kilometres, running the entire Larapinta Trail in the Northern Territory, Australia, in May 2022. And that is coming around super quick. The weeks are going quicker and quicker. So we're going to look at that. But usually I read from my journal first. We're going to do it a different way this time because something happened in my training this week, and I want to address it straight away at the top of the show, and then we'll finish off with the New York journal. So it's been a tough week training-wise, mentally more than anything. Physically, it's been a really good week. It's been tough, and it's got to be tough, like when you're training for an ultra marathon of any distance, particularly I'm doing 231 in under 60 hours is the goal, what I've got to do, because otherwise it's a fail, no doubt about it. It's a DNF. It did not finish. It's a 60-hour cutoff. Obviously, the training's got to be hard physically, and I'm due to have my second vaccine tomorrow for COVID. So making sure I got all my training runs in before the Sunday, so Sunday can become a rest day. So it's been a jam-packed week of training. Has gone really well. All the training sessions have been done and done really well. But interestingly, mentally I've struggled this week. So just over a week ago, so today is Saturday, just over a week ago on the Thursday evening, Friday morning, so in the middle of the night, so to speak, signed up for the Sonder Monster and felt really good about that and that feeling of peace the next day on the Friday, knowing I'd signed up. I had a spot on the starting line for this Mission 231. That was really important, obviously. It's the climax of it all. And then ran really well on the weekend. The Saturday had the interval session. On the Sunday, after last week's podcast had dropped, I had a 3-hour training run, which was through the hills around Portland, over on the east side of town, and then back through the town to the west side and in the Portland Common, where I actually rolled my ankle again, and I really thought I'd done some damage, and I was really frustrated, but it was all okay, and I got to finish that run off. And even during that run, I could feel a bit of tension. I was carrying tension running. Whether it was my anxiety, I don't know. Obviously, being a week out from the second COVID vaccination and hearing some stories and some medical issues people have had, I guess, is playing on my mind a bit. So whether that was part of it, I'm not sure. Had the Monday completely off as a rest day, and then Tuesday back in it for the new week, and what I knew was going to be a jam-packed week, as I said, because I had to get all my runs in early so I could have tomorrow off with the vaccination. And so on the Tuesday was a 60-minute recovery run. And what I'm going to do, and I've never done this before with the podcast, so it's a bit of fiddling around and see how far I've come handling technology, I guess. So I'm going to put up the vlog that I did for that podcast. I'm going to put up the vlog now on the podcast. So on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to get to watch it, the vlog from Tuesday, my recovery run. Those who are listening on Spotify, you're obviously going to hear the audio. And why I want to play it is, it's about a 5-minute vlog. It was a struggle, that 60-minute run, a real struggle, mentally, physically, and I found it really, really negative. And I found myself negative inside myself. And people who know me as a personal trainer, as a fitness trainer, as a runner, as a friend, don't often see that side of me, that negative side, especially to myself. And it was a real beat up, I guess you could say. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll the tape. You're going to watch the vlog, and I'm going to come back, and I'm actually going to talk about it and what I actually noticed after that run and after watching the vlog myself. So enjoy, please. Yep, that's where I'm heading. Once again towards the rain, towards the clouds. Another cold snap. It's a Tuesday, no surprise there. The cold snaps seem to be hitting every Tuesday at the moment. Anyway, heading out for a lunchtime run. I'd planned to do some tempos today, but body's feeling tired, so listening to the body, we're going to do the recovery run. Today, instead of later in the week, and we'll try and get the tempos in on that recovery day. Well, it would have been the recovery day, if that makes sense. It is freezing, I'll be honest. It's cold. The wind, woo! Anyway, one way to keep warm, not to stand still. Let's go do it. So we're going just over, just on 22 minutes, so just over 20 minutes. Third of the way there. It's a tough one today. The head's not in it. The legs are heavy. As I said at the start, body's tired. Hence why I'm doing the recovery one today. Yeah, just going to get the usual rhythm happening. I'm doing some single track just to break it up. Run the walk. It's all about one foot in front of the other on days like this. Focus on the why I'm out here. The mission I'm running for is, of course, running with heart. Mission 231. Preparing for the Sonda Monster next year. Every step for the Heart Foundation. And yeah, when you have tough days, you navigate some mud. I think back to the people I've run for, the kilometres that I've had dedicated in the past, events, and what it's meant to those loved ones involved. To know, part of a race, part of a big event going to a loved one of theirs. So you think of that, think of the difference you're trying to make, and it makes that one foot in front of the other that little bit easier. Okay, now watch this mud so I don't slip over. Do my ankle again. Run with heart, everyone. So we passed the 40-minute mark, everyone. We've got 20 to go on Struggle Street. Throwing the inclines in just to keep the heart rate up, hiking them, good practice, and just watching all the amusement, I guess. The mind battle in my head, the voices. You can't do this, you can do this. Should be resting, you shouldn't be resting. It just goes on and on. Anyway, we soldier on. It's all part of it. You take the bad with the good. These are the days that make you tougher, stronger, and gives you a glimpse of what's to come when you're out there for up to 60 hours. So we got, about 18 minutes to go, and then we'll try and do some strides. 6 by 20-second strides. Walk back or jog back is recovery. And then lunch. Should I say I'm hungry? Probably not. Got to feel better. Got to drop into that fuel station, the kitchen. I keep saying this, I got to do it. Okay, I'm going to go run. So we are halfway through our strides at the end. Push through that last 20 minutes. Good talking to myself, get the positive thoughts trying to happen, put some music on the phone, and picture running the Larapinta Trail. Legs started to come good, started to feel good, and so now we're in the strides. 3 down, 3 to go. And they're done. Saving the best one for last. Not on purpose, just building into them. Now I feel good. That's what it's like. It is a roller coaster, the ups and the downs. There's the wind blowing straight in my face. Sorry, the echidna out there, that was nice. That's probably when I started to come good. Little echidna. Session is complete, everyone. A tough one, but as I said, the tough ones are what you need You ain't going to grow, you're not going to get stronger, tougher mentally if every run's an easy one. So that one will be stored in the bank and drawn upon out there in the desert for sure. Okay, I'm going to cool down, have something to eat. Run with heart, everyone. So that was the vlog. As I said, 5 minutes and 6-minute recovery run. And I watched that back. So I'll just back up a bit. I was afraid to watch that back on that day. So that was on the Tuesday lunchtime. I didn't watch that back until late Tuesday night. And I was simply afraid to watch it because everything I thought about that run, I saw as like darkness and negative. And that was how I saw it in my head. That's how I felt it in my head when I was doing it. Anyway, I put it up to watch and to edit, to get up on YouTube on my channel, my Running with Heart channel. And I was absolutely blown away by how I came across as what I would class as normal, positive, cracking some jokes about, it wasn't a joke, I do have to get into that fuel station, the kitchen, but it was light-hearted. And that is not how I experienced it at the time. It was not how it felt. That first check-in I did at 22 minutes when I did the body check and I talked about there was no rhythm and I was doing a run walk, that's exactly what was happening. I just couldn't get my rhythm happening. Everything, it was like, yeah, you'd start off running, it's like, feels bad, I'll go to a walk, hit an incline, go to a walk. And so it was just start, stop, and a real struggle. And as I said, in those times, I focus on why I'm out there. And I'm out there for Mission 231. I'm out there for the Heart Foundation. I'm out there to raise awareness about heart disease. And I focus on past events and the people I've run for before, people who've lost their lives from heart disease. And that helps me get through it. But then that time when I was talking about that, and I'm talking about how I'm struggling, there's no rhythm, I'm watching myself run and talk at the same time. And I was doing it easy along the flat there. And that was a nice little flat section next to the creek. And I visually watched myself and I'm doing it easy where it felt tough. In my head, it was tough. So I found that really amusing. Then the second check-in at the 40-minute mark, which was going up the top of an incline, I'd thrown the inclines in because I felt like my pace was really slow. I was struggling with the run walk because of what was going on in my head. So I thought I need to throw some big inclines in so I get my heart rate up. Even though it's a recovery run, I've just felt I was that far below what I should be doing. I need to get my heart rate up. So I'm throwing the inclines in because I felt I was slow. And that mind battle I talked about then, I was actually picturing it as I was going up that hill. And it was as if I had two mini Andrews. Can you imagine that? Two mini Andrews on either shoulder throwing these comments at me. The bad one will say, the negative one was, what are you doing, Andrew? You're kidding yourself. You can't do the Sonda Monster. You can't do an ultra. You can't do 231 Ks. And then the other one, the positive guy, positive Andrew, was, don't listen to him. Shut up, him. You can do it. You've done Big Red Run. You've done marathons. You can do anything you put your mind to, Andrew. And this one saying, don't listen. And like, it was this full-on battle going in my head. And I'm watching myself on the vlog, shocked that, again, I'm just talking normally. I'm running along, having a chat like I do. And that was not how I experienced it. And that moment then, that 40-minute mark, that was probably what I would, when I was doing it, when I was looking back on it during the day in my head, is where I felt that rain cloud above me, the darkness. And there was a rain cloud above me when I think about it. But yeah, that mental rain cloud where it was just all negative, it was all darkness. And I felt like I had a load on my shoulders. And so from that incline, I go along a flat section and then I drop down a hill. And that's when I was, just before then is when I was talking about I need to feel better. I hadn't fueled. And again, that's true. But at the same time, I don't know if it was necessary at that point with what I was doing on the day. Like, it was an hour run and I'd probably fueled enough for the hour, to be honest. I'd eaten before I went out. And I think that all came because what was happening in my head, making what I was doing feel tougher. And so then I think I start beating up on myself, looking for the things I'm doing wrong instead of being kind to myself. And that's a message I deliver to people and to you, that my listeners, my viewers, my supporters, and my clients all the time. Be kind to yourself. And here I am, and obviously that all doesn't come out on camera, but the voices inside my head were far from being kind to myself. Being so, why are you going through? Why are you so negative, Andrew? Why are you anxious? Why are you tense? Why is it today? What's causing this? I ended up going down the hill, and I actually again came to a walk. I think I actually stopped at one point, and this big sigh, like just annoyed and frustrated at this battle that was happening inside my head. And none of this comes across on the vlog. And I couldn't believe it because, as I said, I was afraid to look at it because I thought this is going to be horrible, watching myself so negative, so beating myself up. And I look and go, I've shown nothing that is going on inside my head. I ended up putting music on to listen to try and get myself switched on a bit so I could finish the run. I put on my Mission 231 playlist. It's on Spotify if you want to follow it. I put on Souls on Fire, Christian song, and actually has in it Running with My Heart. And so I really love that song. It really gets me focused on the gift God has given me and my faith. And then from there, Matchbox 20, How Far You've Come. And I thought that was real timely. Looking how far I've come since my anxiety battle 2 years ago, how far I've come since my first run. And so that helped as well. And then I got into the strides, which I had a vlog there as well in the middle. And so the strides is 20-second sprint on the trail. 20 seconds sprint. And by the end of that 20 seconds, you're hitting full pace. 6 of them, you jog back as recovery. And I smashed them out. And it was comfortable. There was no tension there, and it was really enjoyable. I had a couple of Heart songs on there. Heaven Help My Heart came on, Tina Arena. And then Born to Run, my running song, my favourite all-time Bruce Springsteen song, my favourite all-time song, full stop. And that really got me pumped up. But I'm like, is this the same person that was beating myself up, 10 minutes ago, struggling 10 minutes ago? And then what hit me was when I checked my results on Strava and Garmin, the recovery run exactly the same the week before, not exactly the same course, but similar, 248 meters elevation this week, 277 the week before. So 30 meters difference in elevation, same time, 60 minutes, and then the 6 by 20 second recoveries, 6 by 20 second strides. There was less than 800 meters difference. And here I am, beating myself up, thinking I'm struggling, saying I'm struggling on the vlog, that it's slow, it's this, it's that. And it's less than 800 meters difference to my run the week before. Yet if you had asked me to give you an opinion of how I compared it to the week before, I would have said I was 2 kilometers short. 2 kilometers short from my week before performance. That's how I felt. That's how negative I was in my head. And that is how I remembered the run until I saw the vlog and how I came across as fairly positive and normal and just talking about what I was going through to an extent. So yeah, real eye-opener. But I think it's good too, because people can see I do struggle. It's not easy. I don't just go out and run and go tick, done. Boy, that was easy. I do struggle, and I've struggled the rest of the week too. Not as bad as that. The runs haven't been negative like that inside my head, but there has been tension there. There has been, I guess, a bit of anxiety with that tension. But the training runs have been excellent. As I said, it's been a squashed in week to get them all in. So what should have been a recovery day yesterday will be tomorrow. And so I've done, after that recovery run, I've done a 90-minute tempo interval run, a 90-minute endurance run. And then yesterday in the heat, which was really good for desert training, I did 2-hour tempo interval run, which was really, it was tough, but really, really good. And my consistency was really spot on for the tempos. And that's without a pacer on my watch. That's just my time and feeling it by judge. And I talk about it in my vlog if you want to check it out on the channel. Really happy with that. And then today, a 3-hour run with Craig in Lithgow doing the hills. And then again, went out again this afternoon with my wife, Monique. We clocked over, I think, about 70 minutes there. All up for the week, I've done 85 Ks, which is my biggest week for a long, long time. And I've recorded, again, my biggest elevation week, which I think I've hit 2,600 meters. And yet I look back at that vlog and how I picture that run, it was so negative. so negative, but yet the improvements there, the results show the improvement. I've just got to get my head right and listen to the advice I give to everyone, and that's be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. And yes, I was distinguishing between the positive and the negative voices in my head, but I was listening to the negative voices. I was believing them, and I had to get this positive voice to I had to put the music on to shut the negative one up, to be honest. But yeah, I've got to be kinder to myself. I've got to focus on the positivity and what I am capable of and what I'm going to achieve for this mission. So just want to give that insight into my training. As I said, a bit different to usual, but it was a real eye-opener for me. As I said, I was just afraid to look at that vlog because I was afraid how I was going to come across. And I was actually thinking, how am I going to put this up on YouTube for people to see me like this? And then when I saw it, I'm like, whoa, it's nothing like I remembered. But then I wanted to talk about it and share it with you because it was just amazing how everything I saw was negative, but I wasn't coming across that way. So a little insight into my training for the week. Okay, time is moving along. Let's get into part 2 of the Project Big Apple. We finished up last week where we're 12 months away to the day. The New York 2012 marathon had just been cancelled for the first time in its history because of Sandy, Hurricane Sandy, Superstorm Sandy. And so we're going to jump in on the 9th of November, 2012. My first fundraising project has commenced, a heart dedication window which gives people the opportunity to purchase a $2 heart to dedicate to someone who's battled heart disease. The heart then gets placed in the window of my gym, Ant Fitness. I'm hoping we can make one big heart from all the little hearts. The Heart Foundation wall is coming along slowly. I now have up the title and the beginning of the fundraising thermometer. On the training front, I got both a good speed session and tempo running earlier in the week and then completed a 9-kilometer easy run today in a time-cramped day. It was a real tough run today, a real struggle. It felt heavy and sluggish. It happens all the time, even 9 years on. Look forward to a day off tomorrow before my long 16-kilometer run on Sunday. Sunday, the 11th of November, 2012. I waited until late afternoon before setting out on my 16-kilometer run. Despite not really feeling like it in the first 200 meters, I really enjoyed the run. At the end of the 16 kilometers, I could have kept on running. The long run today gives me 40 kilometers for the week. I'm really happy about that. Tuesday, the 13th of November, 2012. A real struggle at the moment, getting everything done. Juggling work, fundraising, training and life. I'm not making any real progress anywhere. I sold my first 2 hearts yesterday for our heart dedication window. It's really pleasing the number of people who are putting their loose change in the jar on the counter for the Heart Foundation. Someone from the SES spoke to me today about the SES donating to the marathon mission. Some funds they've raised recently. It's going to be brought up at the next meeting. It'd be a great way to really kick off the marathon mission. I also spoke to the SES about helping out on the road for a fun run I want to hold in March. They said that it wouldn't be a problem. Small steps forward, just like running. Week ending the 23rd of November 2012. The last couple of weeks have been good in terms of fundraising. At the moment, I have 2 small fundraisers happening, heart dedications and jelly bean guessing competition. Both are getting good responses, slowly. I had 2 people make donations to the mission and 1 person donated $100 to my travel expenses to help out. On Wednesday, we handed out invitations to our first major fundraising event, a children's Christmas fitness party. I'm hopeful of raising at least $200 from this event. So far, 1 child is coming. It's being held Sunday week. My Heart Foundation wall at the gym is still not complete, but now the fundraising thermometer is, and it looks good, just empty. It's coloured in to $250. I would like at least $500 raised by Christmas. If I could get to $1,000, that would be fantastic. The hardest thing at the moment is time. It's so hard juggling work, fundraising plans, and life in general, not to mention fitting in marathon training for the Orange Marathon that's in February and ultimately New York next November. This week is the first week since mid-October I've fitted weights into my training. Running is going good, I just feel tired. A 17-kilometer long run planned for Sunday. I received promo items from the Heart Foundation for my party next weekend. They are Heart Foundation slap bands and balloons. Now I just need kids to come. Sunday, the 25th of November 2012. A long run of 17 kilometres planned for today, my longest for a while. The forecast is for a hot day, so I have to sacrifice a Sunday sleep in to get out and running by 7 a.m. It's still hot, it's around 20 degrees. I have a banana before walking out the door, and I have my hydration belt filled with water, plus 2 BSC gels. I tried my first one at 40 minutes and I almost gag. It's hard to down, but I force myself, and I'm glad I have water to go down with it. My 17 kilometres is under the goal of an hour 25, so my 17 kilometres is done in under an hour 25, so I need a second gel. I've consumed 500 mils of water while running, and I've still lost a kilogram. Very pleased with the run. Whilst running, I think ahead to Orange. I wonder how it's going to be late February. I think further ahead to New York and wonder what sort of weather I'll be running in. It will be less than 4 weeks out from their winter. My last kilometre I ran in under 4:30 per kilometre, so I'm really delighted. A big breakfast follows of scrambled eggs, pancakes and porridge. A family swim later is also refreshing. Monday, the 26th of November, 2012. Walking to work at 5:45 a.m. and another hot day approaching. I wonder how I'm going to be able to keep the marathon training up through the heat of the summer, at the same time juggling family, business and fundraising. However, as the day starts at the gym, I dismiss the thought and know I've just got to make it work. Tuesday, the 27th of November, 2012. Today, an 8 kilometre tempo run in the middle of the day in pretty warm conditions. My goal pace was 4:15, so I set out, that's 4:15 per kilometre, so I set out determined to get a good lead over my Garmin pace runner, knowing that I had a 400 metre hill to climb in the last 2 kilometres. In my past 2 runs, I've come from at least 20 seconds behind in the last 3Ks to win over the Garmin, but they were at the easy pace of 5 minutes per kilometre. At 4:15 per kilometre pace, it's going to be a more difficult scenario. I lead into the final 2 kilometres, but the Garmin got me on the hill, and I didn't have enough in the tank to catch it up. After a bite to eat, I headed to the pool to meet Tabitha and Winston there with their school. It was only a 15-minute dip, but the cold water was great for the body. I think the Portland pool could be my secret to my summer marathon training program. The cold water could be great in assisting quick recoveries. Wednesday the 28th of November 2012. Today we distributed invitations to the local schools, infants and primary, for the children's fitness party on Sunday. So far we've only got 8 coming. I was hoping for around 20. I also put a poster up at Blinky Bill Preschool. Thursday the 29th of November 2012. Still no more replies for the party on Sunday. In hindsight, probably not a good idea to hold events in December leading up to Christmas, especially on the weekends. It may have worked better after school, but time availability is the factor. I'm still hopeful we can get a few more by the weekend. On the training front, I ran 2 by 1500 metres on the treadmill, around 5:30 pace, then backed it up with a 400 metre at 20 kilometres an hour. Friday the 30th of November 2012. I had a lady from the Gentle class donate 2 Christmas hampers today for a Christmas raffle. It's a very kind thought. Due to the hot day, I didn't do my 11 kilometre run. However, I got to run an extended route home from work at Monique's encouragement, giving me a 5 kilometre run after doing 2.5 kilometres with ant runners. Monique's support in my running a marathon mission is priceless. I love her more than I could ever put into words. We entered December in 2012. This is Sunday the 2nd. With the current heat wave we're experiencing, I wanted to get my 19 kilometre run in very early. Unfortunately, I was just too tired. Despite waking up 3 to 4 times between 5:30 and 6:30, I just couldn't keep my eyes open. The next time I opened them, it was 7:30 and too late. By the end of the day, it was still too hot and not enough time available for a 1 hour 40-minute run. We were making and putting up more Christmas settings and went swimming, and a stack of program sessions to do for work tomorrow. On the fundraising front, we held our first major fundraising event for the Heart Foundation, the Children's Christmas Fitness Party. And although it raised $85 when I would have liked $200, it was a huge success. Just spreading the Christmas spirit was enough to class it as a success. We had 12 kids and one that didn't show up. We did different activities from snowball fights with balloons, Christmas tree decorating relays to more traditional games of pin the nose on Rudolph and pass the parcel. The 2 hours flew by and was most enjoyable. My fundraising is now at just under $400. Monday, the 3rd of December 2012. I spoke to Monique today about whether I need to forget about running the marathon at the Orange Running Festival in late February. It's so hard at the moment fitting lots of running kilometres each week with everything being so busy. I thought maybe I could find another marathon in a couple of months later. Maybe the Canberra Running Festival in April. I'm feeling so tired doesn't help, and most days are so long and full at the moment. Tuesday, the 4th of December 2012. I've decided that I'm still aiming to run the Orange Marathon. Later next year, the New York Marathon is at the start of November. For me, that is right after my business's 2 busiest months. There is no option with New York. I have to run it no matter what my preparation has been like. Busyness cannot be an excuse. Training for Orange through the busy time and journaling about it will provide me with valuable info next year when trying to fit my final 2 months of training in around long busy days. I'll have an idea of what works and what doesn't. So today I recommitted to Orange. I must fit all my training sessions into my day, no excuses. Today I ran a 7-kilometre hill circuit and it felt tough. It was a strong windy day and it didn't matter which way I ran. It felt as if the wind was blowing directly at me. Afterwards I had a Go Natural original nut bar. Soba noodles with bolognese sauce. Recovery was good. Wednesday the 5th of December. The money from the fitness party in the counter collection jar was banked today along with other donations I've received. The raffle and jelly bean jar are going along nicely. Thursday the 6th of December. Despite being tired, I dragged myself out of bed so I could fit in my speed session before a PT session at 6:30. I have a favourite quote when I always repeat to myself on these mornings when I'm feeling tired. That quote: while some sleep, others wake and work hard to achieve their goals. My speed session was a great achievement. I ran for the first time 3 by 1500 metres and each one I improved my time. The last one I ran at 5:09. I felt close to being sick in the last 200 metres. Being physically prepared is one thing in a marathon, but being mentally prepared is of equal or if not greater importance. These long speed sessions are helping me to be mentally tougher. After my speed session, I suffered from stomach cramps for the rest of the day. I don't know if it's related. It was a high intensity session and it was done on an empty stomach. Mental training. It's always there, and obviously I'm still talking about it. That's what we've spoken about in this podcast. And still, that marathon training is 9 years ago, and I'm still talking about got to be mentally strong. It's such an important part. It's one thing to be physically prepared, but if you're not mentally prepared, the physical side means nothing. It really doesn't. Friday the 7th of December 2012. Today I completed all my TRX and weight exercises for the week. I'm very pleased with that. Since recommitting to Orange, I've ticked all the boxes. To fit my 10-kilometre easy run into a busy day, I had Monique bring my running gear to the gym when she came in during the morning. This allowed me to do my 10k run when I headed home for lunch. Again, another tough run, but so more because of the stomach cramps returning from yesterday. It made running uncomfortable and shortened my stride. I also got 2 separate stitches, one on each side, at different times, but I ran through them, using Liam Adams' Sitters Surfwind 2 years ago with a stitch as motivation. Despite trailing Garmin for the 7 kilometres of the run, I was able to finish strong and beat the goal pace by 33 seconds. Only 1 run to go for the week, and that's a half marathon distance on Sunday. It will give me over 50 kilometres for the week. Friday night, very tired. I fell asleep on the lounge after dinner. And then to top off our recap for the week, Sunday the 9th of December 2012. After a restless night of dreaming of waking early and running a half marathon, I did just that. After falling back asleep once at 5:50, I got up the second time at 6:15, sacrificing my Sunday sleep in. Stepping outside already had the feel of a hot day developing, so I'm glad I had gone early. Later on, when leaving church at 12:45 p.m, the mercury had topped 36 degrees. The run went well. I covered 21.2 kilometres in 1 hour and 47 minutes, 5 seconds ahead of goal pace. I had 3 sips of water every 10 minutes and 3 raisins every 20 minutes. We'll come back to that in a sec. 3 raisins. Some minor stomach cramps for 15 kilometres and a severe one straight after finishing. It soon cleared after having breakfast. I had only had a banana 10 minutes before going out for the run. For the remainder of the day, had a tight right hip flexor whenever I sat for a while. I've now clocked over 50 kilometers for the week. It's only the second time I've ever done that. Now my goal is to back it up with another good week this week. So that's leading into December. So the marathon is about 11 months away at this point in time. It's really interesting reading back, and look, I hope you find it interesting. But for me, I look at how far I've come with my training. Things that I was doing then, I still do now, and whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I guess. But just going back to that last half marathon training run, where is that? Look, I had 3 sips of water every 10 minutes and 3 raisins every 20 minutes. Seriously? Three raisins every 20 minutes. So to put that into comparison, so that was for an hour 40, what did I say, an hour 40 something, hour 47 I think. I had 3 raisins every 20 minutes. So that's like 15 raisins. Wow. Watch out, Andrew. But I was trialing it. But to put in comparison, I ran for 3 hours today. At 45 minutes, I had a slice of caramel slice. 45 minutes later, so an hour and a half, I had an energy gel, and then I had a packet of chips an hour after that. So that was 2.5 hours, and that's what I ate in that time. When I did one of my runs during the week, or even yesterday, using yesterday as an example, my 2 hour, so close to that hour 47 I did back then, 2 hour tempo intervals yesterday, I had a gel, and I also had a protein bar. And back then I'm trialing raisins, and I'm going to say, I don't eat raisins now when I'm running. I'm going to say that didn't last long. That, I can't believe that would have done anything. I could be wrong, but 3 raisins every 20 minutes. I would have been starving. No wonder I had stomach cramps. And the 3 sips of water is interesting. I used to not be able to run drinking. And so that was me starting to learn to tolerate drinking, so I didn't get stitches. And I know I spoke about stitches earlier in one of those runs, but yeah, that's how I actually started. And so now, like today, my 3 hour run, I drank a litre, 500 mils of Gatorade and 500 mils of water. But yeah, like 3 sips every 10 minutes. Where at the moment I'm taking a few sips probably every 15, 20 minutes, depending on the weather, of course. But yeah, interesting. But I do remember starting that training with water, and Powerade, it would have been Powerade as well later on in Gatorade. But I had to start off real small because I got stitches quite easily if I drank too much. So that was my way. But I'm blown away by the 3 raisins every 20 minutes. Like, I'm picturing the 3 raisins and eating them, and like, I can't imagine that doing much for me. Not 3 anyway. So it'll be interesting as that develops. I'm trying to think. I had gels in New York. I remember there's a photo of me running one of the streets, and yeah, I'm sucking on a gel, an energy gel. Anyway, it's interesting. I find it really interesting looking back, and it's good in my preparation for the Sonder Monster. And this is what this is all about, the Running with Heart podcast. And I've spoken about it before and touched on it earlier with my anxiety that I've experienced during the week and the negative mindset. I'm searching for this person I was back then, training for New York and doing New York and the Big Red Run after that, because the anxiety took that away from me. And so I'm rediscovering my old self, the overcomer, who tackles anything and believes in himself and is positive. And I lost that a bit this week, but I'm working on getting it back and getting back on track how I was. And I think the rest of the week has gone really well, especially today's 3 hour run. Really happy with that, and how the week has finished off. Really happy with those results of the 85 kilometers and 2,600 meters elevation. Everyone, we're going to call it a week there. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the different format. Hope it all worked out too. We'll find out if you when you watch it, it all came up. Hopefully you got to see that vlog. You can check out those vlogs. I put them up with all my runs on the Running with Heart YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to that so you don't miss one, and try to give you an insight into my running out there on the trails. Have a great week ahead, everyone. We'll do it all again next week, and make sure you look after your heart and get outside and be active. Thanks, everyone. Run with Heart.